This September, Apple isn't just expected to unveil new iPhones, it may be rewriting the entire iPhone playbook in one of the biggest shakeups we've seen in years. According to fresh leaks and industry chatter, Apple is heading into its next launch season with two massive storylines colliding at the same time: a leadership handoff at the very top, and a potential restructure of the iPhone lineup that could make the entry-point iPhone more expensive than ever. If the rumors are accurate, this could be the first iPhone cycle in a long time where Apple's launch feels less predictable, more segmented, and far more premium-focused, especially with a foldable iPhone Ultra reportedly waiting in the wings. So what's actually happening? What models could launch this September? Which iPhones might get delayed? And how high could prices climb if Apple leans into a Pro-only strategy? Let's break down everything we know so far about the iPhone 18 leaks, the rumored iPhone Ultra Foldable, and why Apple's 2026-2027 iPhone roadmap could look completely different from what we've gotten used to. First, the leadership headline that's fueling a lot of these rumors. Multiple reports claim Apple will see a CEO transition, with Tim Cook stepping down and John Ternus taking over on September 1st. Whether or not that timeline ends up being exact, the bigger point is this: Apple may be preparing a new era of iPhone strategy, and the leaks suggest we'll see signs of it immediately. For roughly 5 years, Apple has leaned into a familiar rhythm: a fall iPhone event with a 4-model lineup, covering a wide range of budgets and screen sizes. But for the first time since 2021, Apple is rumored to be stepping away from that 4 iPhones every fall formula. And if this leak is right, it could change what upgrading to the latest iPhone even means. Rumor number 1. The base iPhone 18 and iPhone Air 2 could be delayed to 2027. Here's the claim that's turning heads. The vanilla iPhone 18, the standard model that usually anchors Apple's lineup, might not show up at the September event at all. Instead, leaks suggest Apple could delay the base iPhone 18 and the iPhone Air 2 to a separate launch event in early 2027. This isn't coming from just one random account either. The rumor has been linked to multiple notable sources, including supply chain analyst Ming-Chi Kuo, reporting from experienced Apple watchers, and even signals from suppliers, and Apple would have reasons to do it. The leaked logic is that Apple wants to reduce pressure on the supply chain, manage component constraints, especially memory-related shortages, spread demand across multiple launch windows, and prioritize its highest margin devices first. In plain English, Apple may want the Pro models and the newest premium form factor to take center stage, while the mass market models get pushed to a later date. If that sounds unusual, it is. But it's also very Apple, especially if the company believes the premium iPhone segment is where demand and profit is strongest. Rumor number 2. This September might be a Pro-only iPhone launch. If the base iPhone 18 is delayed, that would leave Apple's fall iPhone event looking very different. Instead of 4 models, the iPhone 18 launch could reportedly focus on just iPhone 18, Pro iPhone 18 Pro Max, and a new premium model that could be branded as the iPhone Ultra. More on that in a moment. If that happens, the iPhone 18 Pro effectively becomes the entry-level new iPhone for the year, not because it's cheap, but because it's the first step into the latest generation, and that's where the price story gets intense. Rumor number 3. The iPhone lineup could become the priciest ever. Leaks suggest Apple may raise prices across the iPhone lineup, driven by higher component costs and ongoing memory supply pressures. But if the base iPhone isn't present at the September event, the real impact is psychological and financial. The cheapest new iPhone you can buy at launch could jump straight into Pro pricing territory. Some rumors put the iPhone 18 Pro in the $1,200 to $1,300 range in the US, up from the iPhone 17 Pro's $1,099 starting price. That kind of increase might not sound huge on paper, but in many regions, especially markets with high import duties and taxes, it could push pricing into record territory. In India, for example, leaks suggest buyers might be looking at close to Rs 145,000 just to enter the latest iPhone generation if the Pro becomes the starting point, and it might not stop there. There are also claims Apple could adjust pricing on older iPhone models too, something it has done before across other product categories, especially if memory and storage costs keep rising due to massive demand from AI data centers. So the joke about selling a kidney for an iPhone may not be funny anymore, because Apple appears to be leaning into a world where the newest iPhones skew premium by design, not just by marketing, but the biggest reason Apple might be willing to take that risk is the rumored headliner: a new iPhone Ultra with a totally different form factor. Rumor number 4. The iPhone Ultra could be Apple's first foldable iPhone. This is the part of the leak that could explain everything else. If Apple is planning to introduce a foldable iPhone, possibly branded as the iPhone Ultra, it would instantly become the most attention-grabbing iPhone in the lineup, and it would also be the most expensive iPhone Apple has ever released. Leaks suggest Apple's foldable iPhone could use a book-style design similar to the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold series, with a 5.5-inch outer cover display and a 7.8-inch inner folding display. And yes, the leaks also claim Apple is sourcing the foldable display from Samsung, because right now, Samsung remains the most proven supplier at scale for high-end foldable panels. If Apple enters the foldable market, it won't do it to compete on price. It will do it to compete on experience, refinement, and ecosystem integration, which brings us to the biggest number in this entire leak: price. The rumored iPhone Ultra starting price is around $2,000, with some reports floating higher figures depending on storage and configuration. That translates to roughly $190,000 and beyond in India, meaning this isn't just a new iPhone. It's a new category of Apple luxury tech, and if Apple is putting a $2,000+ device on stage, it may want the rest of the iPhone event to feel more premium overall, which could be another reason the base iPhone gets pushed to a later date. iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone I Ultra specs. What the leaks claim so far. Now let's talk about the rumored specs, because if Apple is restructuring the lineup and raising prices, the hardware has to justify it. According to leaks, the iPhone 18 Pro, iPhone 18 Pro Max, and iPhone Ultra could share a major foundation: a new TSMC 2nm chipset, often referred to as the A20 ProOS 27 out of the box, and potentially 12GB of RAM in the higher-end models. If Apple really moves iPhones to a 2nm process at scale, that's a meaningful leap for performance and power efficiency. It could enable better sustained performance, improved battery behavior, and more headroom for on-device AI features. Apple is expected to push hard in the coming years. iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max leaked highlights. Leaks suggest the iPhone 18 Pro models may keep a broadly similar design language to the iPhone 17 Pro generation: similar sizing, similar camera island, while focusing on refinement. Rumored upgrades include triple 48MP rear camera's variable aperture on the main camera, which could improve low-light control and depth effects, a 6.3-inch OLED, 120Hz display for iPhone 18 Pro, a 6.8-inch OLED 120Hz display for iPhone 18 Pro Max, a smaller dynamic island. Apple reportedly wants more usable screen, a second-generation Apple C2 modem for improved connectivity, 12GB RAM, rumored. If Apple really delivers variable aperture on the main sensor, that could be one of the more meaningful real camera upgrades iPhones have seen, especially for creators who want more control without jumping into third-party workflows. iPhone Ultra Foldable leaked highlights. The foldable iPhone Ultra is rumored to prioritize thinness and portability while still delivering a big screen experience. Leaks claim dual displays, 5.5-inch cover, plus 7.8-inch inner foldable thickness, around 9 to 9.5mm when folded, around 4.5 to 4.8mm when unfolded, dual rear cameras, possibly skipping a telephoto lens, 12GB RAM, rumored, a huge 5,500mAh battery, rumored, which would be the largest ever in an iPhone. That battery rumor is especially interesting, because foldables need big batteries to power larger displays, so Apple may be going big here to avoid the most common foldable complaint: battery anxiety. But there's another controversial rumored decision: Face ID. Some leaks suggest Apple may skip Face ID on the foldable iPhone Ultra to keep the design slimmer or to solve engineering constraints around the folding form factor. Instead, Apple could bring back Touch ID integrated into the side button. That would be a throwback, but not necessarily a downgrade, just a different approach. And it could actually make sense on a foldable. where usage angles and hand positions change constantly. For durability, leaks point to a premium hinge system using a stainless steel and titanium alloy design, plus high-density battery cells similar to those used in Apple's ultra-thin devices. In other words, Apple wants this foldable to feel like a finished Apple product, not a first-gen experiment. Colors and launch timing, rumored. Color leaks suggest iPhone Ultra, silver white and deep indigo iPhone 18 Pro models. Dark cherry, light blue, dark gray, and silver dark cherry is rumored to be the signature color, while some current finishes may be dropped.